Good morning, students. We are going to be focusing on question number 5 for a few minutes, and we'll just see how far we get. So your question number 5 is detail the process of negative feedback as it relates to hormone release. So basically, what we're looking at here is the way that hormones regulate in the body. Okay, so basically, we've talked about how a stimulus or like a low hormone level, for example, low glucose in the blood. So if you haven't eaten in a while, you're going to have this drop in your glucose level in the blood. You've got a sensor in the hypothalamus. You have sensors in the pancreas that detect these low blood glucose levels. And so the pancreas is stimulated to release the hormone glucagon. Okay. Then that hormone glucagon will travel to the liver, ask it for some of that glucose that it has in storage. That glucose will be broken down, released back into the blood. That's going to raise the level of blood sugar. Okay, so the blood glucose levels have come up back to this set point that has been set by the brain as the normal level of glucose in the blood. The body doesn't want to just keep releasing glucagon over and over and over if it's not needed for performing that task. And so it will basically turn off, okay, or basically stop the production. Okay, you can see up at the top, we use the other example down below. Same thing, if you have too high blood glucose, the pancreas is going to be stimulated to release insulin. Once the liver and the body cells have taken up this sugar as an energy source, that pancreas is going to want to turn off so that it doesn't just keep pumping insulin into the body. So whether, whatever hormone it is, we're going to want to shut that off when we don't need it anymore to perform that task because we have reached homeostasis again. Okay. Then once that, you know, um, hormone has basically not been released from the pancreas anymore, we kind of go back to life as normal until once again our blood glucose level, is going to rise again, and the cycle just basically repeats itself over and over until it's needed again. On the other side, there you go. We have this turning on and off of the pancreas, releasing of these different hormones. So hopefully that helps with that question. Think of it in terms of a thermostat at your house. So you have your furnace set at a certain point. You want a desired temperature in the room. Okay, so I set it at a certain temperature. When the room gets too cold, and the heater will kick on to turn that back to that heating point that I want the room to stay at. And then once it's reached that set point, the thermostat will turn off again. Okay, the thermostat will turn the heater off again, I should say. Okay. Thinking about this in terms of temperature regulation in the body, when you get too hot, your vessels are going to dilate. You're going to start sweating until you get to a certain set point temperature that the body realizes normal. Same thing if you get too cold, you're going to have vasoconstriction happening with those vessels and the shivering that's going to raise your body temperature back up to that set point. Okay, so hopefully this helps with question number 5.